Hello, everyone. My name is Nora Rose Zinerman, and I am here with Laurie Polinski. And we are going to be talking about her experience of doing her website with me as a designer. So, Laurie is an amazing leader in spiritual development, coaching. During our time together, I used to call her the Oracle. And maybe you want to introduce yourself briefly, Laurie, and say, who you are and what you do very in your own words, please.
Well, hello, I'm Laurie Polinski. I live in a suburb of Chicago, Illinois, USA. And for the last 20 years, I have been helping people see a higher version of themselves, a part of themselves that they may not yet be aware of consciously. It's always been out there calling them forward, but they can't quite see it, understand it, touch it, or know how to get there. So it has been my joy and my pleasure to be the oracle, be the guide, be the way shower, and help people to understand how to reach their highest potential.
Wow, beautiful. And the thing that we just discussed is your methodology, how this works, how does it happen? Because we were talking about asking questions and receiving answers. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Unbeknownst to me, for the first 50 years of my life, I guess, 45, 50 years of my life, I just thought I somehow had answers. And after that, it started to become more and more aware, or I started to become more and more aware that I have a natural gift of being able to connect with higher sources, guides, spirit guides, your higher self, which gives me the opportunity to give you profound answers that your higher self, your guides, have been wanting you to know forever. And it took me a long time to claim that, because to me, it sounded weird. And I come from a very strong corporate background. So of course, in corporate, we don't talk about those things such as intuition or higher selves. So it took me a long time to reconcile that that's who I am, and those are my gifts. But over time, I recognized the value and how much that helps people get unstuck, get out of their own way, and move forward. So I came out of the closet, so to speak. And when I am on the phone or speaking with someone or in the presence of someone who has a question, who is stuck in some way, and they need guidance, need direction, I am able to provide that for them.
Beautiful. Yes. And so what was happening with your website when you came to work with me? You had a website already, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
And it was fairly old, I remember, and it was dated. And there was also a part of it that was not completely matching who you were, who you evolved into being. And it was almost like it was a blank slate at the very beginning. I remember we knew the old website was basically very dated. It wasn't serving you or your clients. And then it was almost like a new beginning, because the words were emerging, the images were emerging, everything was just kind of coming out and flourishing. And do you have anything that you want to share about your experience of working together?
Yes, I'd be happy to. Yes, my original website was built when I first left my corporate job 20 years ago. And it was built around the idea that I was a business coach, could help you make more money, could help you brand your business from an authentic position. And as I said before, I had come to the realization that I had greater gifts myself. And as I started using my intuition and my ability to connect with higher sources and your guides and your higher self, I began to evolve and change, but my website did not. It still stayed in the old version of what I was trying to fit into. My challenge was that I couldn't find anyone who could help me really illustrate, pull out the languaging, the graphics, the layout that reflected my authentic self, that reflected who I really was and what I was now doing in the world. And I actually had waited for a very long time and had been looking and looking and looking for the right web designer to help me do that. It wasn't a matter of that I didn't want to pay for it, or it was a matter of I wasn't able to find someone who could identify or help me identify my messaging, my authentic branding, and pull it out of me. And I saw another website that Nora had done, and I recognized her unique ability and talent, and her skill, her profound skill in being able to connect so deeply with a truth inside of me and be able to put that basically on paper or on the web screen so that people can understand truly what I have to offer. And I have to say that the questions that she asks throughout the process are so evocative of being able to pull out the right languaging and then put graphics around it. The experience was way beyond my expectations, or the result was way beyond my expectations, but so was the experience. Just her ability to keep me on track, ask the right questions, pinpoint what it was that I was trying to say, and then be able to illustrate that. It was beyond my imagination. And I'm so happy with the results.
Thank you very much for sharing that. Sometimes it's in the process, and it's in the discovery, and it's in the, kind of circular movement of the collaboration that all of this happens, rather than in the give me the photos, give me the words, and then I'll put it together for you. So is there anything else you'd like to share about?
Yes, I had, in my past experiences with web design, I was expected to provide all of that, and that's not my area of expertise at all. The verbiage, the branding, all of that, that's not my area of expertise. And so Nora and her questions, the questions that she asked, allowed me to simply respond and talk about what I do, what I love, where my areas of expertise are. And she pulled it together in the languaging on the website. I didn't have to provide the languaging. I didn't have to provide, it wasn't work, I guess is the answer. It was not work at all. It was simply a conversation. And Nora did the work of beautifully identifying exactly what I would have liked to have expressed. And so it was not work, it was simply a conversation, and it was a joy.
Oh, Well, thank you so much, Laurie, for these very vivid recall of the experience of working together. I'm very pleased for you. I love your website, and I have personally received lots of compliments about the design and the layout and the feel of it. And kudos to you as well, you know, for taking it all on board and for going through the photo shoot as well, which was quite quite a thing through the process. For some people, the words can be a challenge, and I think, you know, in this one, the photos kind of got us a little bit. Ooh, you know, there was some kind of stalling there, just probably for a lack of knowledge, just like you were saying. And in a way, you were very open to exploring and to being guided and to also trusting that, you know, you knew how you wanted to be communicating what you do. So effectively, you know, when you did it, it was quite amazingly beautiful. Um, is there anything you want to share about the photo shoot and the planning of it?
The photo shoot. I was so afraid of the photo shoot. I am not one who enjoys being in front of a camera. I'm not one who knows how to pose or, you know, strike a pose. And I'm not necessarily a fashion mogul. You know, I'm not that into fashion or up on fashion. So it, to put it succinctly, freaked me out. And bless Nora's heart, she actually, with her extraordinary intuition, picked up on when I was having breakdowns and would reach out to me to calm me down, and guide me through the process. And guide me through the process she did every step of the way. She was patient. She was nurturing. She literally had me try on from different countries, Nora being in the UK and me being in the US, literally allowed me to try on different outfits and help guide me through what would work and what wouldn't work. And interestingly enough, much of what we came up with was that the site of the photo shoot was right here in my own home, which best reflected me, and also some of the clothes that I already had in my closet. So it wasn't as scary or expensive as I thought it might be. And as scary as that was for me, with Nora's patience and guidance, it turned out amazing. She helped me to identify the right photographer. It all turned out fantastic. Again, far beyond my expectations. And she made it easy. And I'm so grateful, just so grateful. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Laurie, for these. And we'll be speaking soon.
Very good. Thank you so much, Nora.